Delmar?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
What's up?
All good. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Hi, my name is Delmar. I am a junior at Cornell University. I am co-president of Black Students United, and I also run Million Hoodies Cornell chapter on Cornell's campus. I've always really wanted to be an activist. In high school, I was doing petitions against our school's dress code. I've been doing my activism through art since I was 12, turning 13, by by attending a really awesome summer institute for Black students that teaches them to be activist artists. So I'd really had a passion for social justice and inequality by the time that I graduated.
Man, I didn't think I'd see a white person with dreadlocks in the north.
Oh yeah, we've been keeping track of him since my freshman year. There's two on campus, and I've definitely noticed them. Everybody does.
Boy.
Yeah, the organization has a really long history. I'm not sure when it was founded, but there was originally the Afro-American Society at Cornell. And their big event that it's known for is the Williams Strait Hall takeover in 1969, where the Afro-American Society responded to a cross burning on the front lawn of the Black Women's Cooperative, One Waka One Wari. And so basically after this cross was burned on the front lawn of this Black woman's home, this home for Black women, they occupied this building that we're in now, Williams Strait Hall, for 2 days. The first day was unarmed, and the second day was an armed takeover of this building. And in response, we, Black students, got a lot of demands met from the Afro-American Society. We evolved into Black Students United and have been involved in a variety of ways advocating for students. And I joined Black Students United at Cornell's campus my freshman year as a freshman representative. No, we gathered here outside of Day Hall, groups of people all wearing all black, did some chants out here, and then went inside of Day Hall to deliver the list of demands to the president. We had a big BSU banner chanting, and then there's literally so many people, people couldn't even, not everybody could make it to the president's office. People literally walked to the staircase and had to turn back around. About a week before the actual physical assault happened, this fraternity was accused of yelling, build a wall around the Latino Living Center. And so that started up a debate about kind of free speech versus hate speech on campus, because our university refused to do anything about it. Literally 6 weeks later, we get this hate speech, but backed with a punch. Suddenly we can expel this person and put on disciplinary action, but we're not also looking at the root causes and the power and privilege that is allowing these people to say build a wall or come fight me nigger, all of that shit. And there was of course an email blast that was sent out, but I mean it really depended on how much you wanted to engage with what happened. And I mean, a lot of people, if you don't even check your emails, some people didn't even know that the event. It depends on your level of privilege as well.
Because I'm part of BSU, we were definitely put on the spot in order to demonstrate something that not only showed the students who are part of the African diaspora or who were affected by the incident that we're there for them, but also challenged the administration, which was a really difficult place to be in, especially because this is just my second year. So I had an idea of the racial climate at Cornell, but I'd never seen an event or an incident like that, so violent, happen before. So I was part of the protest. I helped organize it. I helped raise an awareness for it. It definitely was a whirlwind because I also go to an Ivy League school where academics are supposed to take precedence, but it's hard to focus on your studies in a place you don't feel safe in. And so my priority was making sure people felt safe. I would say Cornell prides itself on its diversity, for sure. I think it is really diverse. But something I've learned here is that diversity isn't the same thing as inclusivity. You can admit a certain group of people to a school and claim, yes, see how diverse we are, see how progressive we are, we have these type of people and these type of people, these type of people. But it doesn't really mean anything if you don't cater to them. A lot of those people who are part of the quota or are part of the tokenistic quality of admissions are invisible, in my opinion. There's not many resources that cater to them professors don't really understand them. And so Cornell likes to boast about its numbers, and that's part of the reason I applied here. I was under the impression that it was a very diverse school, but as far as the essential resources to make them feel comfortable and welcome here, I feel like Cornell can be lacking. It could just be my own personal opinion, but I think I speak for a lot of students when I say we were pretty dissatisfied, just in the sense where Cornell often leaves it up to these student groups to demand what they need as opposed to working with them.
I had a meeting with the dean of students as soon as this incident had occurred. We got my 20-person executive board in the room with the dean of students, and he was saying how glad that he was that student groups were the ones who were pushing for change on campuses, and universities were created so people could, so students were the ones to push for the change. And so that's frustrating as a student to hear that my experience is supposed to be me putting my emotional labor and time into bettering this university, whereas I'm not being paid for that. That's not why I came to school. But live and let live.
Definitely, it's hard being a student at a PWI because white students get to focus on their grades and making it, internships. There comes another territory of being a student of color, and that's where you're always sort of conscious about your race in any setting you go to because this space was not made for you in the first place. I think a lot of college campuses are built on the exploitation of people of color. Cornell is an institution that was built on stolen land from the Cayuga Nation, and its legacy is white, successful men, and it's not just this school. It is everywhere. It is so prevalent at any PWI, which are the majority of institutional, or higher education in America.
Martha Pollock, our president, still has not formally responded to our demands. Our demands, I think we did this in August, end of early September. I think early September we did this, and it still has not been formally responded to. I don't know what people are trying to prove by trying to stick to the status quo, and if it's obviously hasn't been working, students are still being beat up and are protesting for hundreds of years since these universities have been created. We were tired. The amount of stuff that we did, we held a healing space. We raised funds for for the person who was injured. We had meetings across the communities to galvanize people. We met with professors, administrators, presidents, vice presidents. We did so much work to come up with this list of demands and more. And it was almost expected of us as students when something had changed and something bad had happened that we were going to be the ones to fix it. And that isn't fair, and we are burnt out and we are tired, and we're gonna keep doing it because we care.